We've been doing amazing. This is an amazing day. Thank you for all that God has done for us. We're so thankful for the people that listen, the people that talks to us and give us advice about the podcast. I am Jay Dunlap. This is my beautiful, eccentric wife.
You pouring it on thick. I like that. Eccentric,
That's right. That's right. That's right.
electrifying.
Switch it up on them.
Just a little bit, just a little bit.
They don't know nothing about me.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well on this Sunday.
We on, baby. What you waiting
You
on?
know how you taking a picture, you be like this, like, oh, take the picture. Well, look at it. Put it on.
Finance, family, and love. We're coming at it with this topic this week. We've been asking around. People have been giving us advice, and finance seemed to be one of the topics families have issue with, relationships have problems with, and it's a good place to figure out which direction you're going as a unit in the family when you know, like their your wife's way, your way, or vice versa.
Or
Yeah,
neither way.
or neither way. Yeah, that's true.
No,
We don't promote the neither way,
I mean, it's
but
sometimes you have to come up with a new way.
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes it's not either one of our ways. We have to come up with something new.
Especially when both parties are used to doing financing a certain way.
Hmm.
Some people wait till the grace period is up. Some people want it right then on the day that it says, not knowing that you have a few days to play with. So everybody have different techniques. Most of us black folks, let's keep it
We
real.
got that 30 days.
Most black folks, we got a grace period. We gonna hit it all the way to that grace period.
We in grace and
I
mercy.
remember one time I had to pay the bill, and people said, "Well, you late every month." I said, "No, I got 5 days. I due on the first. I got to the fifth. They still consider that late, but you don't get penalized or pay or get a late charge. But they still want to tell you, well, it's really not on time. To us, to my folks, we know that is on time for us.
Hmm.
But some of the topics that we think is um, important is like the balance of financing, the bills,
Hmm.
who pays them, who goes over them, who's gonna put them in order or on priority. Some operates on priority.
Hmm.
What's the most important? We all know you need a roof over your head.
Amen, saints.
So rent and mortgage need to be the first at the
First
top of the
thing,
bill. We can't be on the street. You need wheels to get back and forth to where you got to go. So making sure the wheels are in good condition.
hmm
What's some other ones? There? Food.
now that's a whole segment by itself because of inflation right now. Everything is high. When I tell you everything is high, I am so.
You ain't got no honey in my coffee.
Y'all see what I got to do it over here? Y'all see what I got to do with it? I was so distraught about. I went to the store to get some biscuits because I didn't like these little things I make for him. And one can of grand biscuits was $3.49. Now y'all know your sister done. I'm like, ain't no way these biscuits, one can, not four, one can of biscuits was $3.49.
Yeah, I see me smiling, right? Because that old school thought popped in my head. I'm gonna be slick. Grandma used to make biscuits from scratch. We got a
Yeah.
whole lot of flour up in
I,
that cabinet.
hey, we don't even eat flour. We make these for Zion. But inflation right now, you guys, is really could be stressful. But we're going to talk a little bit about things you can do to alleviate some of the stress. Like you literally can go in the grocery store and have a panic attack. Like the things not that you just want, but the things you need to prepare good meals for your family. Everything is hot. Like,
And this should have been part of the mending and blending because that is a topic that you really have to figure out how you're going to do it. Because
hmm
with two different ideas, two different ways of doing things, two different cooking styles, two different food. You know, when you have children, you got to add them in on what they don't like, what they do like. So that's really part of blending a family because that's
it sounds serious.
food is yeah,
It
food is
really is like
serious. It's
some.
sad that food can take up that much of the family dynamics,
It
but
can.
truthfully, it can.
You can turn into a short order cook before your own eyes.
Yeah,
I know I am
yeah.
one.
No onions on this
No
one.
onions, no
No
mushrooms,
tomatoes on this
light
one.
mayonnaise, no mayonnaise.
Black olives for our oldest child.
The oldest, you want this, that, and the third. But when you learn to enjoy those things, I realize with everything being so hot that I have found a love for preparing different types of meals, coming home and preparing, because we did like a fish spaghetti
Mm-hmm.
that is really good.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think don't allow the price of things to stop you from getting the good quality of food, but take your time and prepare great dishes so that you can enjoy it. Because the money you're spending going out to eat, the food really not
The
good.
last few people we talked to said the same thing we say, like it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
You go out, the food is not prepared, the cooks are not on the level that they used to be. There's so
hmm
much going on that's different today after COVID, truthfully, and it really started after
hmm
COVID.
hmm
So many things have changed trying to get people in there that's qualified to do the
Washing
job.
hands.
So it's more beneficial to take it upon yourselves and put your meal together. That's something we
hmm
need to do on camera
Yeah,
one
y'all are
time.
like that.
'Cause I got a little cooking skills up under my belt.
Yeah, we gotta show you some of the cooking skills that my husband has. But one of the things that I do before I go to the grocery store, I'll look in our refrigerators because we have two. One of them is for the grandkids, you know, because they run in and out.
Open up the door, you know that.
They have their
I'm
own
telling you, they
refrigerator.
send me back to grandma days. You know doggone well you don't keep my refrigerator
Yeah,
door
so
open.
we have my refrigerator that is there's several rules to it, and then there's the refrigerator in the garage. But one thing I would suggest is to look in your refrigerator and see what you already have and base the meals that you
Budget
have
around that.
around what you have. Like sometimes we go to the store as people and we just buy stuff because we see it. And it end up sitting, which I look at as indispensable money. That's money that is spent that you're not going to use and you can't use it once it's sitting in your cabinet. So look in your refrigerator and see what you have, base it upon that, or you can make a list of, okay, we're going to have chicken spaghetti. We may have lamb chops. Whatever you're going to have, write down Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday. Write down the basis of it so when you go to the store, you're not just spending money that you may not cook it for 2 weeks. Now you don't even have the extra money that you could have used on something else. And I think this is an opportunity for all of us to learn to be content, to not be so concerned about what we can't do, but take and use what we have and use it and enjoy it. I think that's going to be one of the key things. Like every season, things change. So as the seasons changing, ooh, I got water in my plants. Feel like something got on me. Um, every season things change. So when things change, we have to allow the change to be a good change. Enjoy the change. And I know it's hard because it's hard for me because the grocery store, I'm like a grocery store connoisseur. Like I want to go to every grocery store to see what they have. Taking my husband along, which he likes the grocery shop too. But I don't like to just go to one. Ooh, it is something on me. Y'all excuse me.
Excuse us, excuse us, excuse us. But that's the thing. Grocery shopping was always something, as two people coming together. Each party got a shop. Each party got a grocery shop.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing was daily. It's like apps on. You can literally find any recipe, anything you want to cook. You can find meals for under $10.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of times what I used to do is look up meals that you can literally make under $10 and go get the products. I even did that with my boys with the mentoring program. We went to a culinary class, and basically they was teaching us how to make a meal and teaching the kids how to make a meal under $10
Mm-hmm.
for the entire family. I think it was like three to four to the family, mom, two kids, pretty much three. And from that point, you'll learn some techniques on how to just, and it was a healthy meal.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't nothing that was just fried chicken or fried chicken nuggets or,
Mm-hmm.
pop it in the microwave or the other oven. It was really a good, well balanced meal. And that's something that helps families budget.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, this is a time, and we have these seasons where the gas is outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
The food costs for anything. We was at the market today, and a gentleman was just talking about how much everything he sells products and how much everything has went up and how hard it is. But the good thing about it, he was pleasant. He was
Mm-hmm.
still smiling. He was still enjoying life. He was still going on with his day. And so many times we can get depressed, we can get down.
Mm-hmm.
When it's raining 3, 4 days, finances are slow. Men that work outside, those days
Mm-hmm.
you're unable to work. And that's the spin around into like inside your home. It's good to have a balance of because that's one of the biggest issues. Most households are separate, when it comes down to how much in your pocket, how much in this pocket. Um, I'm I'm pretty much old school type of ways. She may not know exactly what's in my pocket, but most of the time when I empty my pocket, it's on the dresser. It's not. I'm not hiding. I'm not stashing. I don't have the energy for all that. I know she knows pretty
Whatever
much
I
everything
need.
I have is going to be saved. Everything
Mm-hmm.
that I make is going to be put up and saved. I don't have a set amount to save. I don't have no set budget to put up. I know the bill's going to be paid because I'm going to make sure every now, $10, $20 spare change. I got change jars, dollar box. She'll tell you. You go in the closet and find a jar of change. I'm just going to be that sufficient. And I
Mm-hmm.
and I always give a lot of thanks to my mother because she always taught me about budgeting, about saving money. So on that aspect, when it comes down to bills, that's a big conflict at this point of our life. You know, we work it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna grab the bulk. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that as a single woman coming into my life, that's something my mother worked so hard that, situations with me became, obsolete. Certain nurturing needs that young men need, and I just see that as something that I love to do. And that's most men that's genuine about
Mm-hmm.
their family.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be the bread, they want to bring the bread home.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. Something happens when we met, she put in the pot. Here, she puts in the pot now.
I feel
You
it.
know what I'm saying? She's gonna make sure ABC groceries, we're gonna have things. If
It
she
might
gotta
be.
go if she gotta go broke to do it, she
She gonna
gonna
do it.
she gonna take what she got and put in the pot. And I know of situations where I was watching something and the guy was like intimidated because his woman made more. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna tell you right now, you, I have my own insecurities like all men, all women, everybody do. We can't hide from that. That's just a part of life and what was innately instilled in us by the teachings of our surroundings and our parents. But I'm a person that if it came to that and my wife had to take care of me, listen, I will do my part. She will come home to a clean house. The dishes, I mean, when she worked 12 hours, she knew when she got home, I got food cooked. I got house clean. You know what I mean? I got things going on because my job was more lenient. I move at my own pace. So being that I was able to move at my own pace throughout my day, I'm planning for when my wife gets home. And I think that's something that's important with the relationships of today. We got so far away from 50-50. You got your half. I done heard people talk about you got your
Y'all
half.
roommates.
You got your half. Oh, I'm not putting in for her. She's supposed to. She came up short this month. I had to. First of all, I got to pay for a roof over my head whether I'm with you or not. That's how most men think. That's how most that's how
Should.
most real men think. And I'm not calling nobody out. I'm not criticizing nobody. I'm just coming from a place of where I grew up with. That's what real men do. And they make sure their family is secure. And what your wife has or what your girlfriend has that's inside that household doesn't affect your pocket. You know, you if she's a person that's gonna be selfish, then that's not the person that you're gonna need in your life.
Mhm.
If he's a person that's selfish, then y'all have bigger problems than financing because you can't be selfish when you're joining a family or trying to figure out a relationship to have total separate pockets. I mean, we do at times in certain ways we
But it's
do,
a little
but
different
it's different.
because, like with me, my pockets is light, and I don't mind spending because I know once my pockets get too light, I can come to my husband and say, "Well, babe, I need such and such," because it's the same money. It's not my money, his money.
And she
It's our
better, but
money.
it's a very seldom a time that it comes to that because she's even with what she makes, she's gonna make sure I budget. I'm not. No, we're not going out there. I get told no. No, babe, we ain't staying overnight. We coming back. If I ain't got a game out of town and this 2 hour drive there, we done drove 2 hours literally to watch
I
one
drive.
game. Okay. She had to let everybody know that she drives.
I'm the
Okay.
driver.
You're the
If
driver.
y'all need a driver, I'm the
I'm
driver.
not driving. I'm
My baby the DJ.
hey, that's part of this cup right here. Yeah, you see it, the boss, that's part of the boss position. I get to sit on the passenger side, but when we in town, trust me,
Yes, I am.
she's Queen Elizabeth. She
Yes.
don't drive nowhere, and she with the twisting of the hand. So let's get it right.
That's true. And that's the balance of like I like to be in the car with my husband. You know, when we're in town and riding around and sitting on the passenger side, hanging out. On the highway, I kind of like to drive more just because I feel like if he get to driving fast or moving too quick, I feel like okay, we in a NASCAR race. So I was like, okay, instead of complaining about it,
But I can
I
drive. That's the
he's
key.
a very great driver,
I can drive.
but I don't feel like stopping on brakes, tightening up my seatbelt, because I'm just extra sometimes. So if I drive, I don't have to complain. He might be feeling the same way, but
No, most of the time I go to sleep.
yeah, he goes to sleep. Or you take care of the music. But like my husband was talking about with us driving 2 hours and driving back, I want people to really take the time and do the inventory in your home. Because to me, in my mind, my home is the best place in the world for me. And you have to do small things to create an atmosphere that you don't have to go stay in a hotel to feel like you're on vacation, that you don't have to spend money to feel comfortable. And so, in my mind, when we spend unnecessary money as people, I look at it as that every dime that we spend that is unnecessary, that's the harder my husband has to work. I don't want him to work so hard and tirelessly that once we get Zion gone, the grandkids get a little older, we can't do nothing but sit here and rub Vic, was it Vicks vapor rub on each other because we wore out from him working so hard. I don't want him to work so hard that I can't enjoy my husband. I don't want to work and die. That's just something I'm not willing to do. And I feel like as a people, if we learn to not be consumers and actually enjoy the things we have currently, live in the present moment, we will be so much better off mentally, emotionally, and spiritually because we'll have the time to work on ourselves spiritually. Emotionally, we're so busy looking at social media and comparing what we have and what we don't have. You depressed for nothing. You don't even understand that everything we see is not real. A lot of things are a illusion. Some people are struggling to put on. Some people
Spend their last
will
paycheck
spend their last
for an
check,
outfit just to be able to go live.
and that's all you're doing. Because once you go live and you hit it's over, you find that they're borrowing money or they need you to do them a favor. It's okay to be content. I'm not saying be stagnant and not want anything in life. I'm not saying that. I'm saying whatever you have, take care of it, and you can accessorize things. I'm always finding things for this house. That's just me. I want my house to look nice. I want my husband to come home and feel like, wow,
I want to come in the
I
house.
want to come home. Seriously, I was
I
telling,
tell people when I'm at the barber shops, I was like, sometimes I'm good, but sometimes I tell them, I'm like, if I could sit there, that's what me leaving the house sometimes is harder some days
mhm,
because it's like if I could sit there, I might as well sit in my own house
mhm,
in front of my own TV.
having that piece of, ladies, this is another suggestion. What I do, um, it's funny, but I have a mortgage party by myself. I do something in this house. I change something around in this house. I may do the baseboards in one room. I might pull out stuff in another room. Not because I'm obsessing over my home. I'm just taking the time to show my husband and God that I appreciate the things that you go out and provide for me. So when he goes to do anything for this house, he knows that my wife is going to take care of it every chance she gets. And that's just a way of saying, you know what? I can go anywhere, but I'm always ready to come home to my nice clean bed. I'm ready to come home. So I don't want to go spend $200 or $300 for one night when I can come home. Though that's where your grocery money can go. That's where you can go and take some of that money and put towards your groceries. I feel like as people, I think the world is coming to a place to a standstill because we have been so greedy. We're running out of things to want. Now we're unsatisfied all the time because, back in the day, you know, there was only one car per family. Now everybody has a car. Now, one person could buy a home and everybody else rent. Now everybody buying homes. Then there's some people who don't want to buy homes. There's so many different options now that we have did A through Z. We don't have anything to build to because we are simply obtaining and just consuming things. That's one other thing we do. What other thing we do?
One thing that I do, like I said, is I can't focus on what's not coming in
mm,
from my wife, from kids, from whatever. You have to be able to put in your mind anywhere. If you purchase a home as a man, no matter who's with you, you have all these bills that's going to come with this house. When you say you want a home, you say this is what I want. So just say you're in a relationship and y'all dating, and you go and purchase a home, or vice versa. I think it's different for a woman
for a married
with a
woman,
with
it
a
is.
No, I'm saying I think it's different for a woman if she's single and she purchases a home
Mm-hmm.
and then she meets Mr. Right and
Mm-hmm.
they continue on the relationship and it grows. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think at that point, yeah, some weight needs to come off of her shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have, and it's sad because majority of the times that's the confusion because women has had to take on our role in the relationship. So
Mm-hmm.
now they're just as tough and they make just as much money and they work just as hard as you do.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the warehouse. When I met my wife, she in the warehouse. She was a supervisor, but she was a lead inspector, something like that. But she was still in the warehouse. She still had to go in there with steel toe boots on. She still had to wear work pants, blue shirt. You know, even though she has a position as a man like me, I'm just talking about me. I can't say what other people, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes it work, I'm good with you. But for me, that's something that I wasn't comfortable with. And it wasn't about what everything else that people may put in the box to make you think this is why. No, my biggest thing was I didn't go to work like that. I'm not, I've been taught early, and that's a Dunlap trait. You know, we're gonna work smart, we're gonna have pretty much our own business, and we're gonna work hard. But we're gonna work smart to the point that we're not killing ourselves and breaking ourselves down mentally to the point where, like she said, when you get to that stage of life and it's time to chill out, you unable to do anything. You can't even operate because you done worked two jobs. You don't work 13 and 16 hours and you 6 days a week now you got mandatory overtime. So understanding that whatever she's bringing in, it's a benefit. To me, that's a plus. Okay, that's one less. If she starts stressing too much, don't worry about it. I'm already thinking 2 steps ahead because that's why I'm putting up everything I make. That's why I have you cut off certain things. You eliminate certain things that pull money away from you. Like she said, going out when we can cook an amazing meal at home. We can hit the candles. We can put the music on. You know, we can afterwards. We can take a ride downtown. We can listen to free music outside. Now they have it where they're set up outside
You talking about false part?
playing music.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally go there and listen to a excellent musician sing, play the piano, keyboard, and that's a inexpensive night out. I think we've gotten to a place, and we've been that way for a long time. I think we've been deprived for so long for not having certain things, and we think that's what helps us feel better as a man. Because as you get older, we do have midlife crisis. Women go through their stuff. We can't. We go through ours. But when it comes down to going through something and you still have to be that man, that's the hard part. And I just want men to understand, don't go crazy and oh now I want to get a motorcycle. I'm 50 years old. I'm turning 52 this month, and I'm going to get me a rocket, what they call them, crotch rocket motorcycle, a
Yeah.
1,000. You know what I'm saying? That's now I'm going to go get one of those
The
at
closest
52
thing
years
you
old.
coming to was a new
No,
ride
but
you
I'm
want.
saying that's just an example. If
Yeah.
I'm gonna go jump on something that literally, if I fall, it's a wrap.
I think people, the peer pressure that
Hmm.
is put on the man to be, a provider. And one thing you was talking
And it's put
about,
on both because
yeah,
women now they
providing, but that's
spending
the
money
thing.
into the body changing and wanting to have plastic surgery and we really went off the mark. We're the most beautiful people in the world, and I'm sorry, I'm biased. But we are some beautiful, colorful, amazing people, and we tear ourselves down by adding so much, and that's only because we don't feel good about who we are, and that's all of us. But you have to work at it. You have to get spiritually spiritual guidance, meditate, get to a place of peace where you start motivating yourself to work harder at changing the things that you might have a problem with. That's truly, you have to embrace it and love it.
Most things that people have a problem with is not your problem. A lot of times, the things we don't like about ourselves is something somebody else told you they didn't like. And so you can't learn to be comfortable with yourself. And it's not easy, but it's worth it. You have to be authentic to, being a small frame person or, you know, middle sized person. Everybody can't be skinny. Everybody can't be thick. Everybody, God made us individuals.
And
And
unique.
a lot of times when God is looking for you to bless you, He don't even know what you look like. He can't even find you.
That's what one of my buddies said. He
It's,
said, when you get there, well,
it's almost like what God has did for you is not enough.
oof,
And so you have to get to that place where you say, you know what?
appreciate it.
Being a unique person, the way you express yourself, because through time, through life, you're going to go through changes. You're not going to look just like you used to look. But the way you take care of yourself, don't do it for outwardly, accolades or I love to be in shape. I love to exercise. But it's not about me being thin. It's about me having that mental freedom to be outside, grounding, being outside, working in the yard, sweating. Those are the things that we must focus on because you can be a healthy size six or whatever you are and be mentally destructive. That same time that we take on our outwardly appearance, we need to take that same time to have self care. One of the self care things that I've started to do, I don't like to start anything that I can't finish. That's just the way I was raised. Don't put off nothing today and try to do it tomorrow. You finish what you start. But now I realize sometimes I start 20 things and I will finish 20 things, but I'm barely walking by the end of the day. And so part of my self care is okay, if I start one, two, three, and I get to four and I don't get to finish, it's okay. Because if I don't cut off now, I'm going to be farther in the red tomorrow physically because I've started from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep. I'm moving. So that self care is very important to be able to take care of your emotional health so that when you're dealing with your husband or your wife, that you're not burnt out. We have to understand that we all go through different changes as far as our appearance or getting like I had some gray hair. I was like, I'm thinking in my mind, my baby beard got in my head. I really did. I was like, because I'm always laying up against him. So I'm like, what in the world? What is this in my head? I'm like, there's no way that is that long coming out of his beard. Even though I laughed it off, but you're gonna go through changes. But I've always, and this is seriously, like I ask God to beautify me as I age, and I want people to see what it is to serve God. You don't have to look like what you've been through, and you sure don't have to look like what you put others people through. Because you don't put people through stuff, and they don't put you through stuff. That's just life. And so, working towards not adding stress to your life. Everything, money's not moving, but when you serve God, you're not even focused on that. You can't focus on money and God. That's it's almost like an insult to what you're trying to believe in because that stress, you check that bank account and it ain't looking right. God Himself can lay hands on you and you still not trying to understand what He's saying. But through all the trials and tribulations, He will help you redefine your your thought process. What you thought was important is not important. What you thought you needed, you could do without. And I think when God does that, he's building your character to be able to be content in any state. If you can't be content, you constantly doing something. And I think a lot of times, men and women, we get into situations because we're not content, and it has nothing to do with our current situation. It has more to do with our mind that we're not satisfied because that contentment causes you to look at your life and not be blessed.
And it also comes from the way you grew up.
Hmm.
Like most guys, my generation, parents had a limit on what you was able to go get when it's time to go school shopping or
Hmm.
summer clothes shopping. You had a limit. It wasn't $200 pair of sneakers. You just, I mean, back then, I'm a '70s baby. Mama didn't have it.
Hmm.
Mama was a single parent, busting her butt, trying to make a way. And to understand that now, yeah, I like sneakers. I like shoes. I like footwear. I mean, but that's just, and I got a lot of it from my mother. She was very classy dresser, but she was also a bargain shopper. I mean, she would spend her money on stuff that she liked, but she truly would go to different places and find a shirt here, maybe a pants over here. And by the time she throw it together, she got her outfit. But these are the things that we have to look at as it pulls away from your 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 finances. It pulls
Hmm.
away from your budget. You know, I do believe if you work hard, everybody should, once a month pick you out something. It don't have to be expensive. I think our cousin Rob told us, when he works, he just feels like out of my check, I should buy myself something. Let I work for it, and a lot of men work hard. So there's nothing wrong with my suggestion is, look on Groupon, get you a massage,
Or
get
give
your
each other a massage.
yeah,
Cause cause I tell you
that's
now,
that's more
let's keep it real
that's more
now.
pleasing,
Yep, my husband
fellas.
do nails.
That's more pleasing,
You can be
fellas.
my masseuse.
My masseuse is
Stop
amazing.
looking. That's what we're trying to get y'all to. Stop looking for outside sources to meet the needs. That when you
Hey,
have,
those hands on point.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're gonna keep this money in the house, babe, I need a massage.
Yeah.
Finding ways to
And then that
utilize.
and then that sparks the romance.
It sparks the
It keeps the
romance.
romance going. It's not wham bam, thank you,
Yeah,
ma'am.
because
It's
intimacy.
relaxing. It's cuddling. It's giving that attention to one another.
Hmm.
And men, yeah, we got to get our hands greased up.
Hmm.
Some men, let's be real, we know you work on bricks and drive 18 wheelers and them knuckles and hands, but that's the key of going to get your pedicure sometime. Or, like
Yeah,
she said,
I'm
wifey,
telling
women, step up.
you. If
Hey,
I,
babe, come put your hand in this. Back in the day, what it was called? Olive Olay.
yeah, that's what I use. I
Oh,
love them.
stick your stick your hand in some Dawn or something.
Hmm.
Just let it sit there and let your wifey
I'm telling
massage
you,
them
it's
hands.
time. God wants us to learn to take care of each other. And if he got to
Yes,
drop all
yes,
our
yes.
finances to do it, he don't. You think he care about drawing up
Y'all really
finances?
need to pay attention to what she's saying because that is true. That our finance is getting slim.
Slim. So if you don't love each other, if you think you love each other for money, y'all gonna fall out of love. Cause honey, money is getting. God is not playing.
And even the ones that make it, let's keep it real.
Yeah, it's some who
Everybody's not
make it, but
struggling. Even the ones that's making a dollar. Just think about the intimacy and the pleasure that you get out of
mm-hmm,
doing it with each other at
mm-hmm,
home. You
mm-hmm,
can always go out for a
mm-hmm,
fine dinner. You
mm-hmm.
can always go and get wine and dine and spend money. That's easy.
That's easy. That's the easy
But
way
to
out.
keep that spark going,
The intention to serve, and that's something that I really want to emphasize on. We have a lot of nice dinners if we want to, but we don't have to because sister will throw some wraps together, hit the road, and we have just as much fun. I'm not gonna allow
and I'm a
finance.
salad guy. I eat
He
salad.
salads and fruits. Don't I'm not gonna allow my finances to dictate my love for my husband or my his love for me.
And it shouldn't be about the
It
money.
can't be, but we allow, and that's the key thing that you said, where we used to back in the day, we did things like
Mhm.
honestly, everybody had a job. My mama braided everybody hair, okay? My daddy fixed everybody car. Everybody had a position in the family to work together, to bring your talents and gifts together to make everything better. Now we get our gifts and talents, we run off, pull away from families, we pull away from each
And
other.
we go enjoy it with other people's
Well, other
families.
people, we don't have anything
Truly.
to good to bring to our families to be a united front, and that's what caused so much tension in marriages because one person going this way and I'm going this way. No, learn to do something because money gonna make you realize how much you need to do together, and
And like I said, the sad part is money should
it
money is
shouldn't.
easy. That's the
It is.
easy part.
It's the easy part, but it's not.
It's
It's
that's
not gonna be easy
yeah,
when the inflation keep your
yeah.
gas keep being $4. I
And
don't
when you
care.
get older and you on a budget,
Hmm.
either way you look at it, even if you got money
You still
and
should have.
your investments work out and your finances is good, trust me, 60, 70, those ages, even with money, I just look at our counterparts.
Hmm.
They live in a modest way. I have a group of seniors that are those are my riders, those are my partners. And when I say they're probably good where they are in their finances, but they live so they take their money and go on cruises. What was it?
A lasting cruise.
30-day,
I was like
entire month
4 weeks.
cruise around London and Paris, and
Hmm.
that's what
What?
your money is for.
And that's the thing. We can't do a lot of things because we consume. Like honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. When you an adult at the age that I am, I have a wardrobe. I don't need stuff every month. I don't need to obtain clothes to keep adding. It's 7 days in a week. Trust me, I would never wear all my clothes if I live 50 more years. It's impossible to. So when you get to a certain age, that's why we become so unsatisfied because we don't take opportunities to do what we can do. Like this week,
And
we
you have to
we
grow
went
into it
we went, yeah, it's a
because
process.
that's how you got all them clothes. Because you,
Yeah,
cause
but you be
we wasn't there. We
yeah,
wasn't
but
there.
a lot of my stuff I got rid of. Like I gave away 60 to 70% of my stuff. I got to that point where I don't want to be a consumer. I'm not what I wear. I'm
And
not my
I'm different.
hair.
I'm
I had to get to that point. I'm, dreading my hair, having this curly Rasta look. That was something I did. It was the
and
year
I'm
I
gonna
got
buy her
married.
stuff that I like to see in.
He buy lots of stuff, and you see
Um,
now that you do.
we're just talking about
I
clothes.
mean, just like
I'm not gonna
he
spend.
do
We're just
buy me a
talking
lot of
about
stuff.
budget.
We do, but it's a difference between, we budget. I'm not out. He doesn't have to check my closet and say I'm shopping. He's shopping for me. No, he buys me things because he knows that I'm conservative. He's conservative too, but that's part of his love language. He don't want me to feel like that I have to go without anything. He doesn't want me to feel like that I can't have something if I look at it. I may not even ask for it. If he see me touch it too long or look at it, that's part of his love language to let me know, babe, you don't even have to ask because I know that you're not. But it's a good thing to know that we have to get to a place that we have to accept who we are. And sometimes that's hard. But I promise you guys, if you get to that wholeness of loving yourself genuinely, it's like you can breathe. Your breath is not so intense. Your heart rate is not fluttering. Your pulses are not up because you're not trying to, you can't put on for nobody every day. You can't put on because some days that mask that you're wearing is going to fall off, and the person that is going to hurt the most is going to be you and your partner.
And stop beefing over financing.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's something that has to be done. people get into a place, that's your child. That's your child. You pay for him. You pay. That's petty.
Or
As a
even,
man, as a man or a woman, like I said, in this day and age, women are making just as much money as a man. And if you are, be willing to share. Be
hmm
willing. It's that's your husband. That's your
hmm
mate.
hmm
Don't act as if they have
beneath.
to. It's you got the pot over here, and it's almost like you holding it to the point of if you behave a different way or wrong, you got to deal with this, or you got to come and ask, and you got to do. It shouldn't be that way.
Because you got the pot, don't mean you got the
The
power.
power,
You do
that's
not
it.
have the
That's
power.
it. That's it.
That's
And a
the
lot of
key.
times, that's what is
So,
going on.
hmm
Women has got into the role where they're
hmm
making more money than the man,
hmm
but that still shouldn't make you belittle that man. That
because
should
with
he still should be the king of his home. But
hmm
men, you also got to represent something that she's willing. I don't see myself as that person. If even in that case, if she was making the money and the breadwinner, I believe she's still gonna look at me as that king because I'm
hmm
not gonna have no inferiority about it. I'm still gonna be that king. I'm still gonna be that giant or the man of the house, and I'm still gonna represent it. But my integrity, I have to hold on to the man that I am inside. I'm not afraid or intimidated because we understand that's still my husband.
hmm
That's still the head. That's still my boys. That's still who they look at. And he's still going to represent that. If I'm, no matter, money shouldn't make who you are. It shouldn't make your character. It shouldn't build you up to think you're better than somebody.
your ego.
It shouldn't pump your head up. It's that that truly takes away from the person that you genuinely are. Most of
hmm
the time, we're putting on an act. Like my
hmm
wife said, social media make you think that we are just superstars. Now
hmm
that we got a camera and we can put it in our face, now we're superstars.
hmm
You showing off for the fans, for the likes. People get upset because somebody didn't like their page. My
hmm
wife has to tell me, babe, you got to go and check it. We got messages and people telling us how much they enjoy it and how much they appreciate our love.
hmm
You got to respond.
Because
I, I do it because that's the spirit of God that's telling us we in a rut. That's some
hmm
of my prayers when I zone out, when I meditate and pray in my shower, in the bathroom. That's my closet. When I go in there, that's the prayers that I send out for the world because we're suffering. We're
hmm
suffering in relationships. We're suffering as parents. We're suffering as our children are suffering
hmm
from the situations of the parents suffering.
hmm
So this is the generational curse that we continuously to overflow over in.
hmm
We're not gaining or getting nowhere with the showboating. We got 4 and 5 cars in the yard, but like most of them don't have life insurance.
that's
I
that's
may not have life insurance, but I guarantee you I can afford to be buried. You know what I mean? It's a difference if this is something that, and you do have something. You do have, okay, this is my burial right here.
but that's gonna be another series because that's my husband do not like talking about um insurance policies, dying, getting things in order. But
Not that I don't like talking
well,
about it.
he don't like
That's
because
not a subject
I probably talk about it more than
because she'll
most.
get into, did I show you the dress that I want to be buried in?
Holy shit
I'll be
now.
ready to. Are
but
you
but
serious?
seriously,
Is that
guys.
what we're talking about today?
But seriously, I
No, I
have.
don't want to talk about it like that.
But I do. I would
But I
like.
take care of business.
I,
Trust me.
I would like to have a discussion with you guys about healthcare power attorneys, um, having life insurance, because we are not only failing financially, we're failing at things that is critical for the livelihood of our families. And what happens in the
That's true.
Black communities, we don't hold our responsibility. And if one of us die, our family become destitute because we haven't did the due diligence to take care of what is necessary for our families to stay afloat. So that's going to be another topic on, you know, we spend we got insurance on our phones, but we don't have insurance on ourselves. The things that we put above ourselves, it's almost like we're immature. Like some things we take so we're not that serious. We think we are. Finances is not that serious. You can go to work tomorrow and lose your job. So what? Now you're nothing without that job. So being able to one, budget, two, be content, three, bring thoughts to each other. You may have to throw away both thoughts and go with something y'all just made up. It doesn't have to be set in stone if it's not working. If it's
That's
not
true.
working, you know,
Start over.
start over. Everybody used to work in 99, but this 2024,
Scrap the chalkboard
yes, it's $4.
and start over.
You know, I have the smaller car. You can go from here to Alaska with $25 in my car. And that's just saying, okay, let's we're gonna make sure our cars have maintenance, the tires, we got oil change. I'm big on that because we don't want to be on the side of the road. If you got a good car, take care of your car. Don't be out. You ain't gotta go buy a new car to be good. You go wash that car. I'm gonna tell y'all what I do, and this is gonna be the last thing
And
I
I'm gonna
say.
say truthfully before you say it, it is hard for men
Mhm.
for us not to go out and want to compete because we're competitors. You know, that's something that I think men was instilled in, but is that position has transferred over into our counterparts, and the
Mhm.
counterparts are our women.
Mhm.
You know, now they're just as competitive. One thing I just heard before we got on, stop competing.
Mhm.
Stop competing. A lot of times men compete with their wives. How do women compete with their husbands? You don't want to brought a car. First of all, we didn't even discuss you buying a new car, but you
Mhm.
done went and brought a new car, pulled up. Babe, look what I've done. Look what you what?
No.
Now he's pissed or teed off. Two
Mhm.
weeks later, he pulls up with a brand new truck or motorcycle because
Mhm.
that was something you didn't want him to get. And it's a constant conflict. Like,
Mhm.
y'all can't, what are you doing? You have to understand that the love, communication, and family has to be the key topics.
Mhm.
And me stepping out on my own to do something is going to affect
Cause a
my entire
problem.
family.
It's gonna cause a problem. But I'm gonna say this. This is what I do. Some days, this is what you do, y'all. You get in your car, you make sure it's clean. I get in my Toyota
The Yoda.
and I am driving a 2024 all white Cadillac truck in my mind. I'm talking about I'm driving, y'all. I'm riding. I'm riding heavy in this truck, but it's my car. Never lose your imagination. And when I pull up, I'm like, y'all see my car? I ain't looking like, here she go. But that's the fun because you're an adult. Don't lose your imagination. Don't take yourself so seriously because what you're doing is causing yourself to have a heart attack for nothing. I get in I be in different cars every day because when I pull up and go in the store, you can't tell what I pulled up in.
And women, you have to be able to have them tough talks to your husband and say, babe,
No.
you don't need it. And that's what we have to get to, a place where we figure out what we need and what we want are two
Mhm.
different things.
Mhm.
Most of the time, we're going after what we want. We forget about the needs. And the fact of it is, I can go and buy a brand new truck today,
Mhm.
but my wife is so diligent and on point. Babe, you got every car you got titles to.
Mhm.
When a person can think about it
And go pull them out.
and say, I can get into it and it runs. If you're gonna go put money into something and make payments on it, why not take that down payment
Mhm.
and do something else? We're gonna get a tune up on that one. We're gonna look at some tires, we're gonna put tires on, we're gonna
Mhm.
do oil change. Okay, now we're gonna take that car, we're gonna take this one, we're gonna do this. Anything that you may have a problem, get it done. And then when I after she says this and I start riding and I get the tune up and the oil change and I'm riding good and this air pumping and I'm like, yeah, not about to get no more of my money every month. You know, $500 now, pretty much for if a man wants a truck,
Maintain what you have.
You gonna spend 400 to 500, 600, 700. I know a guy paying
Stop.
$700 a month in a truck note. Ain't no way in the world.
That's a house payment. So
I'm
that's a good.
tight.
That's a good way of looking at it, baby. Is
You gotta
maintain
be able to hear your wife, man. You gotta
hearing
be
your
able to
wife
have enough respect for her to say, babe, what you think?
and
I ask
have
my wife
something to
every
say.
single time. Every time,
Yeah.
anytime I'm gonna make a decision when it comes down to spending money, I'm gonna get her opinion.
Hmm.
Because no matter what I decide, even though I'm the head and she know my initial um, leader is God, and she know I have consulted with him throughout my mornings, throughout my days. So she know when I come to her, I want some fleshful counsel,
Hmm.
and I know she's been meditating, she's been talking to God, she's been on her prayer. So any question that I give her, her answer is going to come from first a spiritual place, a loving place, and a commitment to what we're building,
Hmm.
our foundation, our finance.
Hmm.
So these are the reasons why I'm gonna. God is gonna tell to ask your wife.
Hmm.
I gave you her as a helpmate.
Hmm.
Talk to her.
Hmm.
See what she thinks, and I'm gonna guide her to give you the answer that you need as well. Because she's not jealous. She's
Hmm.
not envious of if I want something. Here, you
Hmm.
drive this. My baby will get into the
I
hoopty,
would drive
and she
anything.
wanna.
I don't
She
care.
just gonna go. I'm in the truck. My cousin pulled up one day and said, "What you driving that car for?" And you in the truck. And she said, "Because I wanted to. I want to drive this car because you need to get out. She need to be driving that car. She can drive whatever car she wants,
I'm gonna tell you what
but
I
she is the
drive.
one that's gonna go. She's gonna go for the one
That's
that's
the closest to the drive at the end of the driveway. We got a
truthfully,
long driveway, so whatever
truthfully.
close, I'm not moving on nothing. But I can drive. But you know the thing about it, whatever my husband drive,
Three
I'm
more minutes.
I'm I'm comfortable driving in it because that is not that is not my all in all. We trust in our cars more than we trust in God. So,
Yeah.
make sure that you're in reliable transportation. If you have a mortgage or rent, don't be having two
Two
car
minutes.
payments. Don't be having two car payments.
No,
That's bad
not
business.
when you husband and wife and
Then,
y'all both got car
then you
notes.
wonder why y'all ain't getting along. Y'all
That's
got too many
I'm telling you, that was
bills.
one of the reasons why I married my baby because that's one thing she said. We're not gonna have two car notes.
Mm-mm. And once you get stuff paid off, you take that money that once you pay your car off, take them, like my husband said, take that money, put it back in your car. You taking care of a car better when you still owing on it. Once you own it, you drag it. No, take your little 350, 400, do the maintenance on your car, then take that 3 or 400 and start planning trips. Start putting that money up. So that's all I got to say. Y'all can see the
I don't know if I can
cheapskate.
get this
That's
in one
long.
minute, but I'm gonna try. All right, this poem right here, families, moms, dear mama, with love and respect as the creator of the brokenness of my soul, the righteousness of the spirit should never be manipulated by the wound of life, cultivating, never exterminating the path that's not yet traveled, allowing the pattern of your fraternity by the pieces of your brokenness puzzle. These lost pieces of you was the exact pieces you stole from me,
Mm,
my life, my journey, nurturing from a wounded womb, births of curse that follows over our legacy, generational curses, birthing resilience without compassion, love without intimacy, growth without
mm.
understanding, bond without boundaries, broken from the brokenness. Dear Mama, thank you for being the vessel that God allowed me to travel. God needed you broken to strengthen me to seek thee. God never intended for you to be the nurturer of your seed. Though the harshness, abandonment, abuse, and anger of my path was paved, seek ye, and your wounds will be healed. Thank you, thank
Wow.
you, thank you, thank you.
Peace.
And we are out of here. Y'all give us a minute though, because being the what you call it, the producer, the director, and all
Producer,
these things. It takes time
the
to get it all together. So we
co-assistant.
love y'all and
We love
peace.
y'all. Peace.
I'm still trying.